Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Monday Nitro Party. And as you can see here, we are back on Zoom this week
Yeah.
because the week got a little strange.
Yeah.
Just time got away from us, so we weren't able to do studio stuff. Really, that was mostly my fault because my job outside of this was like, no, you get to work more hours these couple of days. So
hmm
so fuck your studio time. That's
I
basically what
just
happened.
I'd rather blame it on Brian, but okay.
I mean, yeah, whatever. Brian's not producing it today, so yeah, it was totally Brian's fault, actually. Fully Brian's fault.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm one of your hosts, Jonas Barnes, per usual, and my co-host here, Josh Alba. What's up, man?
Hello. I'm good. Yeah. I did the commentating thing. That was
You
cool.
did? How'd that go?
The show was great. Did you get to watch the show?
I did. I got to watch. Finally got to watch it, and dude, your commentary was good. I don't know what the
Was
fuck you
it?
were. It was. Yeah, it was.
Uh,
Especially for like, all right. So for anybody that doesn't know, Josh jumped into the commentary thing, and it was his first time. He popped his commentary cherry,
yes.
and
Not for nothing. People have said for my first time, even Alphonse at the end of the show, he's like, "Was that your first time?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "You were great."
yeah,
I
dude,
was like,
like
"All
that's
right."
dude. I've heard people that have been doing commentary for a long ass time,
Mm-hmm.
in especially in some of the indies
Yeah.
that are way the fuck worse than you did. So
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, you're
It's
starting
pretty
off on a good
terrible.
foot.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about doing commentary for a wrestling show. First of all, they let me do the whole show, which is crazy. Now that I think about it, doing one match is like nothing. Um, Two, you know what the problem was? It was well, first of all, I was studying like how, and there was some things I did right away, which was like uh letting the show speak instead of us. So there was, but
Right.
then sometimes I did that a little bit too much, and it's definitely a thing where you learn throughout the show. Like I think I was getting more comfortable, um, you know what I mean, like later on in the show doing it,
Of
and
course.
also
Yeah.
the fact that you have to like play up what's happening can
Yeah.
feel kind of corny at first. But you're sitting there, that's your job, and then you kind of get used to it. So it was fun though. I had fun, especially when I was getting more and more comfortable. But I was like, I need to get better.
You think you're gonna do it again?
I am. They already talked about a show in August
Yeah.
with
That's the
them.
isn't that in
And
it's in Puerto Rico, right?
yeah, we'll see. But also other opportunities too. Actually, they were
Good.
just like, we're gonna use you, and I was like, okay, yeah. And what should we call it? It was another thing I wanted to say, but I don't fucking know. It was cool. It was cool. I don't know.
Good. Good.
My, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, you did good. And I'm
Thank you.
not even. Believe me, like we're two comedians, so if you didn't do good, I would be giving you a massive amount of shit right now just for
Yeah,
fun.
exactly.
Because
Also,
we're assholes like that. So
yeah, I just wanted to say the show was really, really good, regardless if I was non commentary or whatever.
it
It didn't
was. It was
matter.
a damn good
The show
show,
was really good. Every match was great. The ninja back match and the
dude. Shit was wild.
where he fucking did the backflip outside the ring in front of us. And also
Ninja
first
Mac's an insane
class.
person.
Yeah, first class. I love first class. I've heard of them, but I really love them now after that match. That was great. So they're one of my favorites to watch. They come out with the Dominican music, the blasting with the hookah.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to take some hookah, but it ran out apparently. I tried to smoke at ringside during the show. I don't know if you heard the.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I gotta watch
dude.
that part.
I used to
But,
fucking I used to smoke hookah like when
mhm.
like right when I got sober. I was like, well, I got to do something, and then I would like smoke hookah with my friends, and I did that for like 2 months, and I was like, this is fucking stupid. Like, what am I doing?
It
Like,
is
I
stupid.
was like, this is like a bong vape. Like, this is what the fuck. But
Yeah,
then like they made it look cool. Like, I
right,
did not at
exactly.
all. They made it look
Yeah.
very cool. Then, like, I mean, like, listen, people love hookah, man. They have entire hookah bars. I've done comedy in a hookah bar. That was like, I thought that doing comedy during an orgy was bad.
Yeah.
Absolutely not, dude. Doing comedy during in a hookah bar when people are like, why is this fucking fat white dude up here interrupting my raspberry dream
Those are
smoking
like your
trip?
first shows, like in New
Oh,
York, the
fucking
hookah
bad.
bar.
Dude, it was trash. It was over
Oh
like,
yeah.
and also that's the other thing is it was down in fucking Greenwich Village next to like comedy clubs that were worth a shit. And I'm just like sitting
Mm.
here hawking my dick jokes to fucking people in hookah bars.
Bro, you're just like in and out. I don't know.
Yeah,
Never mind.
it
That was
was T
terrible.
rash.
All
Um, trash.
right.
So we're
Speaking of
actually,
trash.
yeah, speaking of trash, we're talking about the wrestling that happened this weekend, which there was a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about Double or Nothing, and then I am going to talk about um, Battleground because somebody didn't
Yes.
watch it.
No, I still haven't
Um,
watched it. And apparently Abel wants to talk about something too, because he won't shut up.
Abel can fucking pop in anytime. Abel's always welcome on this show.
Yeah. He'll give you a hint. He's
Avery
gonna
is
say
not.
meow.
Avery is not going to be on the show because he just got some catnip and he went straight up crack crazy, and
Right.
now he's taking a crack nap.
Mm-hmm.
So he's passing out. Now that I talk shit
No.
though, he's probably gonna like walk onto the computer, just be like, "Fuck you, I'm awake.
Mm-hmm.
You can't cut me out of the show." So Double or Nothing was weird, man. It was
Mm-hmm.
like it. AEW has pretty good track records with their pay-per-views. It's like even if
Mm-hmm.
you're not digging the weekly TV or whatever, usually the fucking pay-per-views are good. This one was there was a lot of things that were off, and I don't know
No.
why.
Yeah. Like
I do not know why.
overall, most of the matches I liked. Even Jeff Jarrett's match. I like Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. They did
Yeah, but that
lose,
match
which was
was not
fine.
good. That match was not good because of anything that Jeff Jarrett did, though. Like at
No.
all. He didn't do shit.
Well, it was weird. Besides that, I just still didn't like the show overall. I don't know how to explain it. I will say though, my favorite part about the entire show was Martha Hart and her body yada 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 yada. Holy shit. I am in love with her. She's
That's
hot.
hilarious.
She's so hot. Am I the only one who thought that? I don't know.
No, you're not. There's been
I was
people
like,
that have been,
she's fucking
dude,
hot, bro.
dude.
Like,
There have been people that have wanted to travel to her heart dungeon for quite a while. So like, it's not just you. Um, it is absolutely not just you. But
yeah, I
like,
was like,
so
oh
here's
damn.
like, let's talk about this. Like, first, I'm going to talk about the positives because I do have some positives on it before we start shitting
Yes.
on this event. But
We
positives wise, I was happy that by the way, spoiler alert if anybody hasn't been on the internet since the fucking show happened. But I am happy that Chris Statlander came back and
yeah.
I'm happy that she beat Jade.
Mm-hmm.
And like at first I was kind of like pretty lukewarm if not cold on the fact that Taya lost, but
Mm-hmm.
now that I look at it in hindsight and also rewatched it, I'm okay with it because she gave Jade the best match Jade has had to date by far.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a perfect amount of time, like 8.5 minutes, which is the longest that Jade has really even gone in a match, which is good. And I think it opens it up for Taya to go after the women's championship that we'll
Yeah,
get
but
to in a minute. And I'm okay with that.
well, my thing is, why couldn't Taya win then?
I don't think Taya needed to win that one because I think what they were doing with Chris Statlander was more important because people have
Right.
been jonesing for Chris Statlander to come back for a while anyway. And the fact that it was a legitimate surprise was good
Yeah.
because she's been keeping it on the down low that that her recovery was going good and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So the way I look at it is like the positives outweigh the negatives in this sense because Chris Statlander
Yeah.
came back. She gets that huge fucking boost from knocking off Jade. And then also it allows Jade to have a rematch against somebody who she really hasn't had much of a match with, where she's already had two with Taya at that point. And it
Mhm.
also allows Taya to have a program with the Outcasts, which is good because she plays off really well with Soraya, plays off really well with fucking Tony and
Mhm.
Ruby and all them. So I think Taya works better in a program with the Outcasts than she does in a program with Jade.
Yeah.
So
Well, we'll find out tonight on Dynamite.
yeah, so that's why I was okay with that. So I was
Yeah.
okay with that part. Um, I loved the four way. I thought I was not gonna like the four way co-main
Oh, it
event.
was good. Yeah.
I fucking liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so that one surprised me. Um, the battle royal, I don't like the way that AEW does battle royals, but I do like that Orange Cassidy was able to show off like that. I do kind of like
Yeah.
because he got to really show off what he can do in it, which is good because Orange is like really he's a gimmick performer.
Mm-hmm.
So when he gets outside of the gimmicks and he's actually allowed to wrestle like and do it with multiple different styles, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good.
Yeah, it was
Um
fun. I gave that 4 out of 5 salchichas. So
yeah, I did. I saw
that's
your I
my
saw your
that's my wrestling rating, salchichas. You know what those
yeah,
are? Those
I
are
do.
Vienna sausages. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, so
do.
that's my rating now. That's what I'm gonna use. Fuck stars. Do something delicious. Um
When I'm in a
I like that one.
particularly fat mood, I have salchipapas all the time. Like which is just
um
fucking for anybody that doesn't know that, that literally is just hot dogs cut up in French fries. It's the fucking
yes.
fattiest,
Yeah,
stonerest food ever that's
it
come out
is.
of any Hispanic cuisine. Like it's just like,
Amazing.
fuck it. We chalked up hot dogs and put it in fries. Eat it, you fat piece of shit. Go do it now.
Yummy. Wait, let's talk about the other buy-in match. It was Hardy's and Hook versus Ethan Page and Guns.
Uh,
I thought that match was fine. I didn't think it was amazing. I thought it was good. Not good, but like it was okay. It was more positive than negative. My thing is with that match, everyone, because obviously I was driving home from Jersey and everybody was talking about Jeff Hardy fucking up, Jeff Hardy fucking up. But then watching the whole match, you see
you really
that
fuck
he
up
hurt
that
his
bad.
foot.
Yeah.
No, it was just it. And even if he did accidentally mess up, it kind of made sense to the match in general because he hurt his foot. Then he tried to do the thing where he tries to do the whisper in the wind, but he couldn't because he just hurt his foot.
Right.
So it totally made sense and they played it off well. So I was fine with it. That's why I was like, the match was fine.
Yeah.
But everyone's making it
Match.
like, oh, Jeff Hardy needs to retire and all this BS. And I was like,
It's because
yeah,
people are fucking dumb sometimes. The
yeah,
internet
just
being stupid, get out of here.
bro, like, dudes with fatty liver should not have opinions on wrestlers' health. I don't.
Seriously. Like if I'm
Like,
ever looking like the only time I'll ever have an opinion on the health of Jeff Hardy has already
mhm,
happened when he had the match with Sting. That's the only
yeah,
time. Like at that point, then I was like,
exactly.
yeah, maybe go get some fucking help, bro. And
If you have liver failure from food, then you should
right.
have no say in I'm not saying nothing about how anyone does anything
My
physically
body is
because
literally making foie gras as we speak. Like it's just I don't even stop. It's just
my
constantly
stomach,
force feeding.
yeah, my stomach is literally fondue. Like it's just ugh.
Fucking ugh, dude.
All
Having
right, let's stop.
having a fondue stomach. Oh man, you
It's
wouldn't shit for a
bad.
week. It would be the worst thing
No,
ever.
I
Like
I
it'd
have
be
not.
horrible. You
It's
know,
terrible. I am
when
dying.
we're all dying, we're all dying as soon as we're born. That's the lesson today, guys. As soon as you're born, you immediately
Yeah.
start dying.
Yep.
Um, so looking at the matches here, like we were talking about this earlier, kind of all the matches were okay, most of them.
Yeah.
Like there was pretty much not a match that was just a fucking dud, like
Hmm.
completely. All of the matches were okay. But the problem is that AEW has already put on all these stellar pay-per-views, and Double or Nothing is supposed to be like one of their big fours, you know?
Hmm.
It's supposed to be like one of their big pay-per-views. So what we ended up getting was
I was
ass
gonna
in
say,
comparison.
yeah, I was gonna say they only have 4, I think.
Right, but you know what I mean? Like Double or Nothing
Yeah,
is
it's
built up
supposed.
as like a SummerSlam or a Royal Rumble or a Survivor Series or something like that.
Yeah, the only good thing I like about AEW pay-per-views is that they actually feel like pay-per-views.
For sure.
Compared to WWE premium live events, they kind of lost
Shut
that
your
edge where
mouth.
it feels like
Don't
a
you ever call
uh,
it a premium live event. We don't do
if
that
it,
here.
yeah, it feels like it's like lost that edge as far as a pay-per-view. Like the pay-per-view, yeah, it feels like a big fight field event. It feels like a big pay-per-view, and obviously people travel all over it, all over the place for it, and that's it. Besides that, like I feel like they missed a lot of the mark with everything, especially the fact that they promoted majority of the card like a week before or whatever.
Yeah, the card was
Um,
weird. It was like just it was weird how it was
yeah.
promoted. Now,
Um,
before we get into the negatives, I want to hit on one thing that I know we're going to disagree on.
okay.
That's the main event. You were not a big fan of the main event.
I ain't care for it.
I loved it, but there's
Although,
the only reason I loved it is because I like train wreck wrestling when in those senses, like for that type of a match. There were definitely certain parts of it that I hated, like the exploding sparkler boot. I
mhm.
I don't like Japanese deathmatch explosion stuff because it always looks so fucking dumb and like grade school 4th of July fireworks style.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that John Moxley just basically didn't sell it. He got kicked in the face with an exploding boot, and then he was like, "Oh, I guess I'll fall down slowly." But aside from that, I liked the match. Like I thought it was
Yeah.
for what it was. I dug it. But what were your issues with it?
I don't know. It was just anarchy in the arena. See, here's the thing, man. It's a little too. I don't think anarchy in the arena should be a pay-per-view match, if that makes sense. It
Sure.
seems like more of a special event you would do on TV. I could be wrong, but whatever. Like that's how it feels to me. I feel like that main event shouldn't have been the main event. I'm not one of those guys who thinks the title should be at the end. It was just that match felt, yeah, like although it was a cool whatever story, the story was fine. I don't know. It was just too much for me. Like I didn't care for it. The ending I did not get at all. With take a shitta.
Yeah, that was not.
Turning that was just confusing. I was like, huh? Like you just ran out of people to use. You just want to shock people. I don't know what it was. I just didn't care for
Also,
it.
half the
Moxley
audience was just like,
bleeding.
"What the fuck is this guy? Why is he here?" Like
Yeah,
most of the
exactly.
audience didn't give a shit.
I'm assuming they're setting up Forbidden Door, which was like obvious. I don't know. I could be wrong, but whatever. It was like whatever. But yeah, I don't know what was my favorite match, to be honest with you. I don't really have a favorite match from that thing. To be honest, the highest Sachicha rating I gave was the Battle Royal.
Honestly, my favorite match was the four-way, just because I think they all got to show off, and I think
Yeah.
that I think like so. Here's the other thing about MJF as a champion. At first, I was kind of like really, really like hyped about it. Then as it went on a little bit, I was like, okay, I'm a lot less hyped. But now I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
more into it because I listened to him on the media scrum and he said some stuff that made perfect sense. He, per usual, was being, dickhead MJF like he usually is. But the thing that he said when people complained about him not wrestling enough
Mm-hmm.
made perfect sense because he was
Right.
like, why the fuck would I? Why would I be wrestling all the time when I'm the world champion? You're supposed to build up to getting a world championship shot. I'm not supposed to be wrestling every week. I'm not supposed to be doing that stuff. You earn the shot against me, not the other way around. Like, I don't have to come out and do all these matches and stuff, which is truthful because that's the way that it should have been all the time. Like, it's as it's
Mm-hmm.
been, in the past and everything. And like when somebody brought up the whole open challenge thing, he was like, that's the dumbest fucking idea in the world for a world champion to do. He was like, that
Yeah.
completely cheapens the belt and blah, 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 blah. So it made sense. And also, because the other thing he said that also made sense is that every time he does do a match, the match that
Mm-hmm.
he puts on is very good. Like he
Right.
doesn't have shitty matches in AEW. So every time he comes out and does one, it's a fucking banger, which is what this was. Like the whole thing, pretty much from start to finish on that match was good. There weren't any blown spots. Everybody kind of got their stuff in. And also like the ending was expected, but also kind of unexpected. It
Mm-hmm.
like, and it also wrapped up that four pillar storyline pretty well. Like you just tied a
Yeah.
bow on it. And it's like, all right, we can fuck off from that storyline because not a good storyline.
Thank God. No, this
Yeah.
is the worst. And that was apparently that was MJF's idea. So don't let him write storylines again. I think that's my
Yeah, just wrestle your match once a month and keep the fucking storylines to the writers.
yeah.
You don't
And
need to
listen
do
to
that, man.
everyone else. You know.
Yeah.
Um, I will say my least favorite match was mostly out of disappointment. Was Adam Cole versus Chris Jericho.
Yep.
I am tired of these unsanctioned matches. I hate that stipulation. Call it something else. It's just so dumb to say we're not responsible, but we're giving it airtime. It doesn't make no fucking sense at all. I think it's dumb. Um,
It's one of those weird
also,
kayfabe things for sure.
yeah, it's just obviously it's stupid. They blew Sabu's load way too early, which I loved it, which he just jumps off through a table. But at the same time, he was gone after that. And I was like, fuck man, I want to see more Sabu, you know.
I didn't really want to
And
see more Sabu, to be honest with
I
you.
love Sabu, he's great.
He's a
Um
fucking dumb old racist. I don't give a shit what he was doing in that fucking event. I was hoping
man,
somebody threw him through
they
multiple
make
tables and
they
fucking
make good
kicked him out of the
wrestling.
building. Like, fuck
Yeah.
him.
But and then mostly that match just went on way too long. Like there was times where I was like, "Oh, this match is wrapping up," and okay, it's gonna end soon. And then I went on my phone for a little bit. I was like, this match is still fucking going on. Like
Yeah.
I was like, it was just weird. It's hard to pay attention to. It's I appreciate them trying to do new things, but they really need to certain things they need to stick to old formulas. If that makes
I
sense.
think just to kind of talk about that match really quick, because I was also that was my most disappointing match too. But
Mm-hmm.
the more I'm thinking about it, I know why, and it sucks because it's because Adam Cole now he's had so many issues with concussions and with shit like that that he has to be particularly careful when he's doing matches now,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes to a match with a stipulation that's like a street fight or a cage match or a insert thing here where you can kind of quote unquote do anything. So
Mm-hmm.
his style has to change. Like his
Yeah.
style has to change. He can't be taking headshots all the time anymore. He
No.
can't be doing certain moves anymore. And Jericho stylistically is not somebody who's going to work all that well with that without it being kind of boring
Mm-hmm.
because he just Jericho even even though he's older now he's still a high impact wrestler, so
Mm-hmm.
he has a lot of moves that require a headshot, whether it's the Judas effect or the code breaker or like
Yeah.
shit like that. He has a lot of stuff. So that match, I could tell when I rewatched it, like the pace was very deliberate. And that's also
Mm-hmm.
why there was some shenanigans with, Soraya and fucking Britt Baker and stuff like that. It was not a good match. It wasn't like
Mm-hmm.
a horrible match, but it was a boring match, which it shouldn't have
No.
been. Like there's
Nope.
nothing about that match that should have been boring. But I think they'll wrap up that storyline when they do the Soraya and Jericho versus Adam Cole and Britt Baker.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be the blow off to it. I'm fine with that. Like just blow it off. Let that be the end of
Yeah.
that and have them move on from it. Um, the ladder match was also weird.
That was the dumbest thing I ever saw.
The fucking ladder match, dude. The ladder match.
I'm.
So I,
Can I say
I
this
like.
real quick?
Yeah.
Um, I like Wardlow, but every match I've seen him do, I feel like he's the stupidest wrestler I've ever seen. I don't know why. I just can't. I want to get behind this guy, but I don't know. It's just something about him. It's just dumb. He's just dumb. He does things that I don't know makes no sense to me. I don't
Well,
know
it'd
if
be okay. So he's. I get what you're saying. I do get what you're
yeah
saying. He's kind of a big meathead wrestler. Um,
yeah.
I think he's slightly smarter than Brian Cage, but just a little bit. Like
Nah, I don't think so.
I do. I think Brian Cage is a fucking idiot, but like
No, I like Brian.
I like Brian as a dude, but like wrestling wise, he does some real dumb shit. But Wardlow, like Wardlow did some stuff in that match where I was like, I kind of scratched my head. Like when he went to grab one of the ladders that was clearly broken, and the referee
Yes.
had to like run in the ring and do like the throat cut motion and be like, no, fuck,
Yeah.
no.
Please
Like, what are you
stop.
doing? Like,
No.
then like
It's like
in you could tell he
it's
was trying to play it off like, oh, I'll just get a new ladder. But it was like literally the referee going, fucking don't. What are you
yeah.
doing? Like
It's fucking moron. Don't do that.
that ladder is caving in. Don't climb that. Like,
Literally, when he broke the ladder that way, I was like, "You're an idiot." Like, I get you're trying to do something cool, but like, obviously that was gonna happen. And then, yeah,
right.
like you said, he was trying to reuse a broken ladder. I was like, "No, Bully Ray will make fun of us about this. Stop
Yeah,
it."
no.
And
And also they even
but
said it on commentary too, which was funny. They were like, don't do it, Wardlow. The referee's gonna have to hold the ladder. And then the referee ran into the ring and I was like, God damn it. All right.
yeah, my favorite part about that match was obviously Arn Anderson fake biting this guy's thumb
That was
and bleeding
hilarious.
all over his face. Like it was like obvious that he just ate like a cherry pie.
Yeah,
Like,
he
he's
he
just
he bit a blood capsule and it fucking
yeah,
popped in his mouth.
it was so funny.
Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous. I will give Wardlow credit where credit's due though. His Jeff Hardy spot from the top of that ladder was pretty impressive for his size.
That was
That
cool.
that was a pretty fucking solid spot.
That was cool.
Um,
That was it.
it was. Yeah, that really was it. And also, but again, this
Mhm.
comes down to also Christian is in the same camp as Adam Cole.
Mhm.
Christian has had a lot of concussions. So when he's doing matches like ladder matches and shit, he can't do the same bumps he was doing in TLC matches. Like he
Yeah.
can't do it. So his matches are going to always be off. Like, so he honestly, I'm kind of surprised he's even wrestling still. I really am,
Mhm.
as far as Christian
Mhm.
goes. Um,
Weird. He needs to stop.
I'm kind of like, I'm to the point where it's like, dude, you're fucking scrambled. You don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah.
You've given us a lot, Christian. You don't have to
Yep.
do it anymore.
Mhm.
So the other one just to cover is the Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter thing. They did what they had to do because Jamie was injured.
Yeah. I can't really
Um,
rate that thing because it was like obvious from the get go.
yeah.
It was like, oh,
So
this is gonna happen. Okay, I get it.
yeah,
Move
there was
on.
really
You
no
know.
choice in that because unfortunately Jamie's injured, so they had to play it off. But also they didn't make her look weak because it was like a group effort type of thing. So
Mhm.
it is what it is.
Right.
And it's fine. The tag match, with Jarrett and Lethal,
I liked
uh,
it.
it was fine. Like
Yeah.
it was fine.
It was better than
Uh,
what I expected.
Definitely better than well, it's I can't say that because anytime FTR does a match, I expect good. So like I
Mhm.
don't expect them to ever have bad matches. So it was kind of on par with what I would expect for an FTR match.
Yeah.
I don't like Jeff Jarrett being in AEW at all. I don't think he's useful at all in
Mhm.
AEW.
Nope.
And I don't like Jay Lethal as a person. So it kind of is hard for me to.
Well, I will say Jeff Jarrett's kind of growing on me in a weird way. Like for some reason, watching him all crazy and whatever in AEW is slowly growing on me, and I kind of like it because it's
It's
just
fair.
hilarious.
That's fair.
I have a hot take about FTR though, and no one's gonna agree with me.
Fucking throw it out.
I don't care for FTR. I'm kind of want them to change their whole thing. If you want to, they're like, oh, you remind me of 80s wrestling. So fucking watch 80s wrestling. It's 2023. I'm tired
Sure.
of their shit. I'm over it.
I don't
You
think that's
know,
too hot of a take. I mean,
I'm
it's
I
kind of a hot take, but
yeah, I no one's gonna agree with me because I fucking love FTR. Like, he's friends with CM Punk. But I don't I'm over it. Every time I hear their theme song, I literally go to the bathroom. I'm so over it. There's nothing more they could do. Honestly.
you feel about
Change
FTR the way that I feel about Zack Sabre Jr.
maybe, yeah.
It's the
Just
same.
like, yeah. I mean, if you
It's like you took 30 seconds to put on a wrist hold. Go fuck yourself.
no,
Like,
God forbid you don't like Zack Sabre Jr. Then you're not a wrestling fan if you don't like.
yeah, I'm sorry if I don't. I'm sorry if I don't like 10 minutes of headlocks and fucking heel hooks. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just not. That's not entertaining me. If I want to watch that,
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch MMA.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that. I don't need
Yeah.
that in my professional wrestling. That's the same reason I was never a big fan of Ric Flair in the ring. Like as a
Mm-hmm.
performer, I loved Ric Flair. In the ring, I was like, fucking whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you and your 5 or 6 moves is fine. Um, so yeah, like overall, it was not. It was their worst pay per view by far.
Yep.
And I mean, which is saying a lot because they've put on some really good pay per views. So it's not
Yeah.
hard for this to be their worst one, but it was their worst one.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the next one is better. Hopefully with the inclusion of Collision and getting rid of Dark and Dark Elevation, hopefully that ups the quality
Mm-hmm.
because I think there's a lot of people that were on Dark and Dark Elevation that were, for lack of a better term, jobbers that just happened to be
Right.
popular and they got
Yeah.
popped up to, prime time too fast. So there's that. But yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
that was the major show over the weekend.
Yeah.
Obviously the major show after Night of Champions, of course. Night of Champions was fucking wild, but
Mm-hmm.
um going into NXT. So you didn't watch NXT,
No,
which is fine.
I
It's
heard
there was a
great
lot,
things.
dude, there's a lot of wrestling this weekend, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm. So
It
much.
was fucking great. Like from beginning to end, honestly, it was a solid show. It was
Mm-hmm.
not like every match was not like amazing, but it was a very good event from top to bottom.
Nice.
And that's me saying a lot because Braun Breaker was in the main event, and I don't fucking like that guy. So
Nope.
his match was probably the worst one, but it was just because it was a very paint by numbers Braun Breaker match.
Right.
But Carmelo Hayes won, so that's fine. Like, so
Good.
that goes high up good. The fucking surprise, though, this was the surprising one. Dijak versus Dragunov in their fucking
Yeah,
last man standing match.
I've been hearing about this match. I really gotta see it.
Holy shit, dude. It reminded
Mm-hmm.
me of like OG Walter matches. Like it was,
Mm.
they had some weapons, but like for the most part, It was just these two dudes beating the living shit out of each other.
Nice.
And the ending to the match was awesome, which I'm gonna spoil for you, Josh.
Yeah.
But here's the thing with most last man standing matches, there's some kind of fuckery going on where they have to like bury him under the announce table or like do some weird shit to get them to stay down. You know,
Yeah.
that is not what this was. This was them beating the shit out of each other, and then Dijak ended up being like kneeled on top of like a chair, on top of a flattened chair on the
Yeah.
mat. Dragunov ran and leapt off of the steel steps and basically did just like a flying forearm shot right into the back of Dijak's head and like
Jesus.
smashed him into the chair. And then Dijak just fucking laid there. Like it was not, he didn't even attempt to get up. He just laid there, sold the shit out of it. And
Nice.
Dragunov got up like right at but he got off too. If you've ever seen Dragunov's face, if you've ever seen Dragunov's face in a match, you know he's getting off.
He elbowed him and went,
yeah, dude. That dude comes every match. but yeah, Dijak just he took the forearm, he sold the shit out of it, and Dragunov made it up like with 1 second to go, and then fell back over, and you could tell these two dudes were exhausted. But like I said, Dijak really showed what he could do, because I'm a fan of Dijak as a performer. His character is whatever. He's just a fucking mean, angry guy. But
yeah,
dude, his performance was crazy good. The North American Championship match was very good. Very good. Wesley still won, which is great. They're just across the board. Like honestly, just watch the event straight across. It was very good. Tiffany Stratton winning was not a surprise. I'm not sold on Tiffany Stratton yet, but her winning made sense.
Honestly,
they're putting a lot on her.
I fell off of NXT when like right at the end of the black and gold stuff, and then when they went to 2.0, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely not watching this shit. But just hearing about what's been happening lately in NXT, I'm definitely gonna watch. I'm just definitely start with Battleground and watch yesterday's show.
Yeah, so they've been doing good.
I'm gonna start getting into it. Yeah, that's good. That's good to hear.
And coming, it was yesterday on NXT TV. Our girl Gigi.
Yeah,
Gigi Dolan trucked that amazing ass of hers into a steel cage and beat the living fuck out of JC Jane. It was a weaponized steel cage match too, and she fucked her up.
Badass.
Yeah, it was great. So it's good that they're actually finally pushing Gigi because she's solid. But yeah, if you didn't watch Battleground, go check it out. It was a banger of an event. Like they usually put on good events anyway, but it was really solid.
I'll watch after this.
So what other wrestling did we have this weekend? We had some indies. We had
Shadow Show. Yeah. What was your favorite match from that show? There was a lot of good matches.
Definitely Ninja Mac. Like straight up.
Ninja Mac, Mantequilla, and I can't think of the third person's name for some stupid reason. Why can't I remember it?
You were the one doing commentary. I'm gonna make
Super Sensei. Yeah, dude. Super Sensei, man. Super Sensei. He's the one who won the match, too.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know him. I don't know him. I met him at the first show in LA when they did that joint show, and he wrestled with Commander in that show. Yeah. And Super Sensei is the guy that people are gonna start seeing soon. Like he runs his own. He was he didn't tell me to do a translator. He runs his own wrestling school in Puerto Rico. Obviously, he was saying that how he went to Backlash, he got floor seats, like first row or whatever. And he said when Cologne, Carlito came out, he said the fucking arena was shaking, like the floor was shaking. He was scared.
I could see that.
That's how loud it was. But no, he's a good dude, very athletic. You saw that finish, the ending. The ending was fucking nuts. I fucking popped for that. I was like, what the like I was it was amazing.
Honestly, the whole event was good. I mean, you were telling me to check it out anyway, and like honestly, the whole thing was solid.
Yeah, I was trying to tell people, I was like, not because I'm fucking doing the thing, but like, please watch it because like this card's actually really good and it's a great show to watch before Double or Nothing. And it was funny was after I watched that show, I was like, yeah, I don't care for Double Nothing. I just saw a really good wrestling show. I don't,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Well, I
And then
mean,
First Class too, the fucking the somersault into a Canadian destroyer. That shit was wild. First Class too was
Canadian Destroyer is such a weird move now because now it's just kind of
by
like
its by
it's like a
itself is
suplex.
boring. Yeah, by
Yeah.
itself is like whatever. But if you enter like if you put it with something else,
Mm-hmm.
it comes out pretty cool. Like First Class did in that match. There's a
Yeah.
weird confusing. Yeah, there was supposed to be a two, but it was supposed to be a two count, and he called the winner. It was a weird thing at the end. Yeah, it was
That
supposed to be a
happens
two
sometimes.
apparently, but they were like, whatever. They were really bummed out with that, and I was like, dude, the whole match was great, but it's like comedy where just one little
Right,
thing
right.
just fucking drives you nuts. They were really bummed out about that after the match. They were like,
It's like if you kill and fuck up on a punchline, you're like, but there that one joke. It's like, God
yeah,
damn it.
that was a great match. That whole show was great. What other shows were happening?
I
Oh,
mean, I think that was the most important one, honestly.
it's GCW, but who cares about GCW? Honestly, I'm kind of over
Dude,
GCW.
there's so much fucking bullshit going on in deathmatch wrestling right now. Like, just
So
so much fucking bullshit going back and forth. Like,
and it's
fuck it.
sad when you find out what's a work and what's not.
It's
It's
just
like
fucking, dude. He who
you
shall
wish
not be named, who is the head of the organization that shall not be named, is saying that
we
like
could name them.
people from fucking Circle Six aren't welcome and shit. Like, yeah, we're talking about Rob Black and XPW. Rob Black fucking telling people that if they're affiliated with Circle Six, they're not allowed in XPW. Like, dude, first of all, you're not fucking telling something to anybody that they're gonna care about. Like, oh, boo fucking who? They can't be a part of XPW. Suck a fucking dick, Rob Black. Seriously.
You
Like
know what it
Circle
is?
Six fucking rules.
Yeah. It's just funny because these guys really think that this XPW shit is the best, but the only audience they have is this 30 something people in the Facebook deathmatch group
Right.
that literally flies to their shows and nobody else go. I heard, and this is probably gonna be, I don't know if anyone hears me, but from what I heard, everybody that was in GA was comped for the XPW show. I
I wouldn't
bought
be
that
surprised.
show, so I ended up buying the pay-per-view. Here's why. The spot where Kid beat the fuck out of this little annoying dickhead.
Yeah.
I thought that was legit, and that made me happy.
And then you
Turns
find
out
out it was
it's
a
starting
work.
to seem more like a work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I kind of hate that. Because I think it's corny as shit. I don't like that. That kid was fucking annoying the whole night. Just watching him and the thing. He's annoying in general. I don't like him.
Right.
Um, I will sit on him. And I thought that was kind of shitty that they, if that is a work, I was like, come on, dude. Like, and I do like Alice Crawley. So Alice
I'm a big
Crawley,
fan of Alice Crowley.
she's definitely somebody to look out for. I've seen her in Circle Six. She was kind of
She
cool.
rules.
I do want to meet her eventually. She's awesome.
The fact that, and like,
I
I'll
might
say
have
this.
feelings for her. No, I'm kidding. No,
Listen,
she's definitely
the
fun to
fact that
watch.
her name is a take on Aleister Crowley and
Yeah.
she is also hot and also a deathmatch wrestler,
Mhm.
I kind of do have feelings for her. I'm just gonna throw it out there right now. Um
Shout out to
but
Alice Crowley. She's a great.
talk about a fucking like a big opponent for your first match in XPW though against Tessa Blanchard. Like okay, let me say this. Sorry, Tessa. Like you're fucking doing the opening match at XPW. Like I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not a good
You used
thing.
to be a world champion, Tessa.
Hmm.
Um turns out being a racist shitheel doesn't do the greatest thing for you in wrestling. But
Mm.
Tessa is still Tessa and she still knows how to put on a fucking match. So the fact that Alice got her for the first match, like
Hmm.
that's really good for Alice.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that'll do a lot more for Alice than it will for Tessa. And
Yeah.
dude, fucking, I don't know. Like I was already not on board with XPW coming back because Rob Black is a toilet person.
Hmm.
And like I was gonna try to give it a chance, but the longer this has gone on, the more he has still continued to be the same shitty dude that he always was.
I just don't care anymore about any of this stuff with what
That's what
they're
I mean.
doing.
It's
I
just like
only bought the look. I bought the show just to have the kid thing, and I found out to work. I still haven't watched the whole show. Oh yeah, and I watched
why the
Alex
fuck would
Cologne's
you?
promo where he did that whole shoot on Brett.
Yeah.
Um, it's like it's just grown men with their feelings getting it out on a fucking microphone instead of taking care of it. But whatever. What do I know? I'm just a cop caller. But like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just over it. I'm definitely not giving a fuck about buying a show or anything like that again. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go to Newark. Also, what was I gonna say? Yeah, just I don't care for XPW. Nobody cares for XPW.
Here's the thing.
The 30
I,
people in the Facebook group care about XPW, and that's it. There's not like a
I
million people who care for that shit.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm sure you'll probably agree with me on this.
Mm-hmm.
I will have a little bit of support for XPW for as
Mm-hmm.
long as Larry is there,
Yeah.
because I love Larry.
Yeah.
So my support is really for Larry. But
That was great.
as soon as Larry's gone from XPW, then I'm gonna have absolutely no support for them whatsoever. Like it's
Yeah,
just
I
that's
agree.
the way it's gonna be. But we love
Also,
Larry, so you know,
Circle Six is just fun.
Circle
Like
Six rules.
they're just fun. Like it doesn't feel like just a wrestling promotion. It's just fun. Like when I see a Circle Six show happening, I'm like, oh fuck, I wish I was there. I want to fly out to Circle Six shows because they just have fun. Yeah, mostly they're in LA and Vegas and shit right now. I think
Right.
they're doing one in Nashville in August. But eventually it'll just get bigger, you know. But they're just fun. Oh yeah, Ohio too. You know, they know how to put on a show.
Don't go to
Everyone,
Ohio for a wrestling event though,
I will not. No,
unless you're in Ohio. But even at
that
then,
is
I don't know.
or you're
Like
running from the law.
right, yeah.
Just
It's
yeah.
like if you're from a shittier state than Ohio, which is only like four states,
Hmm.
then maybe go to Ohio for a match. But if you're not, then just stay away from it. You don't need to go there.
No.
You know what Circle Six reminds me of in a good way? They
Hmm.
remind me of what Blackcraft Wrestling could have been. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like when Blackcraft was putting on events, they were putting on these events that like had cool production value, even though they had no money. But they were doing like some cool stuff with some stories. They were putting on
Hmm.
really good matches, and you could tell that they were trying to be legitimately entertaining. And they also had the meld of the music with wrestling, and like they were branching out to other areas too.
Right.
And you know, unfortunately, Blackcraft went under, and I think if Blackcraft would have stayed around, it would have been like one of the like top players in
Hmm.
indie, like in the indies for sure. And that's where I see Circle Six going. I see them going in that direction in a positive way. And
Hmm.
I think as long as they can keep their momentum going and keep putting on these events that are honestly legitimately cool events,
Hmm.
then I think they're going to be good. You know, I think they're going to be in the long run probably one of the top ones,
Yeah.
which is what I hope for, honestly.
I hope for sure. I was looking at their merch. I'm like, man, I want to get some stuff. I want to pay shipping. Like all that.
Oh,
I'm just gonna
I
give
thought
money to Cass and then ask him if he could bring me some stuff. I'm like, hey, give me that. Give me
yeah,
this. Give
I'll
this.
give you the money.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean it was a big weekend for wrestling. You know, and now things are changing as far as the storylines go. Now NXT had fucking Baron Corbin come in. He's
Hmm.
coming
My
back
best
in.
friend.
I know, dude. The barbecue
We're
man
best
himself,
friends.
the barbecue
Yes.
man. Um, so I think it's cool that he's coming into NXT because he's coming in wrecking shop against Carmelo Hayes, which tells
Yeah.
me
Well,
that he's probably going back to like his lone wolf type of thing, which
which
I
is what
fucking
he
yeah,
should have done in the beginning. Like he
right.
should have done that up there. But okay, let's do it in NXT first. So whatever.
That's fine.
I'll watch.
Yeah.
I'm actually interested in Corbin doing that. So
You know, I'll throw this out there about Corbin. He is probably one of the most underutilized, really good fucking talents that WWE has had for years.
yep.
And he kills it in whatever role you give him, but his best role has still been the lone wolf, just straight up fucking destroyer that he was.
Yep.
And if he goes back to that, then I feel like just the sky's the limit as far as that goes.
And
Um,
on top of that, he makes really good Wagyu beef.
he does. He makes many good meats. He
Yes.
makes many good meats. If you are a carnivorous person, or a fat fuck or a stoner, for sure follow his follow his Instagram
Yeah.
because whew, you'll get those meat sweats that you're not quite sure where they're coming from, whether it's like hunger or horniness. It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of
A
both.
little bit.
Um, but also Mustafa Ali also came through NXT and teamed up with Wesley. So I think that's cool too, because Mustafa Ali is another one of those ones that like he puts on a fucking banger of a match every time you put him in a match. And I feel like if he rebuilds a little bit of his momentum in NXT and kind of jumps back and forth between the main
Mm-hmm.
roster and NXT, I think that'll be good for him.
Yeah.
Um, so those are some good things. Then we have the Cody and Brock thing. They're gonna have their blow off match.
No shit.
But at whatever fucking Money in the Bank or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be coming up.
Hey, real quick
Also,
about Cody. You notice all these people sharing things about how Cody should have lost at WrestleMania, who flipped out about him losing at WrestleMania in the first place?
yeah, they're super quiet now.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it just all makes sense now. Didn't know
Yeah,
shit.
no, it all makes sense. Yeah, it's almost like almost like they knew what they were doing when they were writing a story. It's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. You just weren't happy it
What?
didn't happen then. You know?
Yeah, you didn't get the ending you wanted, then you pissed and moaned like a crybaby. And
Mm-hmm.
I will freely admit that I did that a little bit myself for like probably 24 hours. Probably
I
about
stood my
24 hours. I
ground.
was
I
like,
was like,
God
this
damn
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah.
I
Then after
was like,
24
this makes
hours, I was
sense.
like, all right, maybe I need to not be a little piss baby here. Maybe I like need to fucking calm down.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're gonna have their rubber match, and it's gonna be good because the other two matches have been good, and I have no reason to believe the third one won't be good. But the one I'm really looking forward to is the Usos versus Roman and Solo, which I think is
Yes.
gonna happen at Money in the Bank, and I think it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be a banger. And I think on SmackDown,
Banger.
um, Rikishi's gonna be there
Yeah.
because he's posting on Twitter again, talking about money and respect and shit. And
Uh-oh.
I feel like he's gonna come in and try to be the mediator. And
Yeah.
I think Roman's gonna spear the fuck out of him.
You know,
I think
somebody. So
that's
speaking
what
of
I think.
Rikishi, somebody said something interesting about Rikishi the other day. You're like, did you ever notice that we all watched Rikishi stick his ass in so many people's faces, and we all grew up to eat ass? Like,
Yeah,
he thinks
that's
that's a
that is
little
funny. That is funny.
makes sense.
I mean, it does,
Thanks, Rikishi.
but also at the same time, Rikishi's ass looks like the most inedible ass in the existence of asses.
Oh, it's
Like,
edible.
yeah, but it looks like it tastes like nothing but peanuts and sweat. Like it's an awful, just an awful, awful looking
Looks like a
butt.
trough
Ugh.
inside.
It looks like, dude, it looks like the surface of the moon. It's disgusting. It looks like the surface of the moon with meat sweats. It's so gross. And I feel bad for like a couple of people that took the stink face because a
Mhm.
couple of people that took it real bad.
Yeah,
Like took it straight crack on the nose, fucking motorboat in those cheeks
yeah,
for a good amount of time, honestly.
mm.
Like
Yeah.
having your face between Rikishi's ass cheeks feels like it was worse than when you got a slot bucket poured on your head.
Poor
It's fucking
Tammy.
gross. It's so gross.
You watched Dark Side, right?
Dude, I fucking yeah, that was a heart wrencher. Like,
Yeah, sad.
I mean, a lot of the Dark Side of the Rings are sad anyway, but Jesus Christ,
Yep,
that one was tough.
yep.
Like seeing Lance Storm being like, if I can be serious for a moment, and then crying, like just
Mhm.
he was fucking that. The fact that it cracked Lance Storm, I was like, oh man, like
Yeah,
that's tough.
everybody except
Cornette,
Tammy.
Cornette cried,
Yeah, Cornette cried.
which I'm happy about. I'm happy anytime Cornette cries.
Cornette cracked me up with that line.
Yeah,
The,
I watched
that
two dogs
show's
butt fucking on the side of the road.
that show's
I wouldn't
so
put it on my
funny.
TV.
Because it was so serious the entire time, and he just comes out of nowhere with that, and I couldn't stop laughing.
Okay, the context, just real quick, the context to it is because he was talking about when Paul Heyman did the tell-all interview with Tammy when she was starting to look her worst, and she was
Yeah,
talking about like her drug abuse and all that stuff, and it was one of the dumbest things that Paul has ever done. And Cornette said that he still kind of harbors bad feelings towards Paul for doing that, and said that he knows that he did it for ratings and that people would watch it. And then he said, yeah, well, I'd watch two dogs fucking on the side of the road, but I wouldn't put it on my TV. Like, and you know what, Corny, you're right. You are right on that one.
somebody actually, I tweeted that video, and then somebody just quoted me and said, "Cornette is a national treasure in the world of wrestling." I was like, I wouldn't say national treasure.
I don't even think he's a regional
Like
treasure anymore.
fucking calm down. This is what he said.
Well, I watched two dogs fucking on the side of the road too, Paul, but I wouldn't have put it on my television.
It's gonna be a soundbite forever.
Yeah, it's so great.
And it's funnier coming from Cornette's voice because he's got like that just slightly southern drawl still. So
Yeah.
it's funny shit.
Mhm.
And so yeah,
Then
it's just
Tammy goes on Twitter, fucking fuck Dark Side of the Ring, buy my tit pictures or whatever the fuck she sells on her website. And then she took it down.
I still think that's fake.
No, she does sell it.
No, I still think it's fake for two reasons. A, she's still in fucking jail. And also, if you click on that link, it's a dead site.
Well, yeah,
it goes to a fucking GoDaddy holding site.
Well, you could get phones in jail. So
no, that's horseshit. Come on, like
you get phones in jail. You ever go on TikTok and see people live in jail?
I have seen that. I have seen that. Exactly. But also, she hasn't tweeted since fucking September of 2022.
That's all. Okay? That's also true. Yes.
So I feel like that was probably bullshit. Mm-hmm. But also at the same token, Tammy has not done anything over the course of the last few years to make me think that she wouldn't say that. So
yeah,
I don't know.
So it's believable.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, she's
still responsible for the saddest cum that I've ever had in my life. So
I did have friends with. Yeah, you're right. That was the
saddest one. Just the saddest one.
I might take a peek at it later again.
It's not good for revisiting.
I had her as a friend on Facebook and then she did say $500 to fuck her. And I was like, yeah, like maybe when I get my tax return because I was so poor. It's like, please,
dude. Tammy's porn looks like Rikishi's ass smells. All right, like it's not good.
Yeah,
and like
it's Rikishi's ass in a gangbang. It's just with a face.
In a sauna, like in
a sauna that was produced by 7-Eleven.
Yikes. Dude, in a fucking sauna with a fucking big bite roller trays, just fucking going the whole time.
Smell.
Yikes. Yep. No, I remember when that porn came out too, and I was less like, just as a token of nostalgia, I feel like I have to pull my dick out to this, and I did, and I completed it. But Jesus Christ, was that like the most difficult finish line that I've ever crossed ever when it comes to that. Did not mean to say that, but yeah, at the end of it, I was like, don't ever do that again, Jonas. Like that nostalgia does not, you don't have to go back in time and relive your glory days as a virile young man. You don't have to do that. All the time I wanted to. I remember back in the day, like Sonny was the one. Yeah. So I think there was a lot of people that when that came out, they were like, finally, and then they saw it and they're like, no, it was the worst. So sad. She probably didn't even make that much money for it either.
Nope. Trying to see right now on my computer if I still have the porno.
Ugh.
Let's see. I think I do. But yeah.
You know who really gets the credit for those pornos? The dudes that stayed hard through the whole thing.
Sunny side up. Here we go.
Yep. Gross.
3 scenes.
Yikes.
Now you know what I'm doing after this.
Yikes. Poor Abel, your room's gonna smell like salchipapas.
So sad.
Yeah. So do you know what the next Dark Side of the Ring is gonna be? What the next episode is? Did they say?
They did say, I just don't know off the top of my head.
Maybe it's gonna be Marty Jannetty. Maybe it's gonna lead in from Sonny fucking Shawn Michaels to Marty Jannetty.
Marty Jannetty is actually the last one. That's what I remember that. Yeah, I know.
Why the fuck would that be the finale?
Yeah, weird, right? Well, he is, he's still on Facebook and going crazy and shit.
That's fair. Yeah, he can't actually tweet about it and be like, "Hey, look at all the shit I used to do." And still do. I did it yesterday.
He would love to be on the show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I do think.
Do you think they're going to talk about Marty Jannetty saying that he was going to fuck his daughter?
Maybe. I do have one thing to say about the Candido episode.
What's that?
His brother looks like he still does painkillers.
I think so. I think his brother.
Something about him.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but I don't think his brother is a pillhead. I don't think so at all. Actually, I don't think his brother's a pillhead. I've known a lot of pillheads in my life, and I don't think he's one of those. I think he trauma drinks.
Okay.
He looks like a guy, like his look and his kind of like his
very whole, red.
Yeah, but so am I. But it's also because obesity.
Yeah.
But He seems like somebody that might have a drinking problem because of the trauma of, holding his
Somebody
brother's dead fucking hand. So,
somebody dying right in, and he noticed what it felt like when it was dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he
Next
might be that.
week's episode is Magnum TA.
Oh, okay. That's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah. We got, you want me to read them out to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, we got some good ones at the end, I think. Magnum TA, week after that, we got the Graham Dynasty. Then we got Doink the Clown. After that, we got the Junkyard Dog. Then Adrian Adonis. Then Bash at the Beach 2000.
Ooh, that's going to be a good one.
And Abdullah the Butcher. Bam Bam Bigelow, and then Marty.
You almost
Jannetty.
called him Bam Bam Gigolo.
Yes, I did. That needs to be a shirt now.
Oh my god.
Deuce Bigelow, Bam Bam
Fuck.
Gigolo.
Dude, Bam Bam died before WCW could holster him with that fucking gimmick. He saw what they did to Mike Awesome, and he was like, "Nope."
Yeah.
That's actually, dude, that's a good lineup of Dark Side of the Rings. The Doink the Clown one's going to be interesting because Doink is that whole fucking story about how many different Doinks there were, and the good, the bad, and like there's a lot of bad in those Doink.
And we got Bash at the Beach 2000, which I'm excited for because we get to see Cornette wish death on Russo some more.
Nice.
So
I'll always be on Cornette's side on that.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the Graham legacy at all, so that one's not going to be one I probably even watch. But
yeah,
Junkyard Dog's an interesting one because I'm not aware of the controversial past of the Junkyard Dog or his story. So
yeah,
that one's going to be all new to me.
Yeah, there's some I'm like, oh, there's a dark side to it. Like I didn't even know. So it's gonna be weird, and I kind of feel, I feel worried because I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be an episode where nobody likes him after. Yeah,
maybe
that's what they do. So
it might not be that though. It might be one that's like kind of like the Dino Bravo one, where like Dino Bravo just like sold cigarettes and then got shot like 250 times for trying to sell cigarettes. Like where it's just like,
true.
Whoa, holy shit. That dude got fucking executed over smokes. Like that was crazy. The Magnum TA one's going to be interesting, and then whatever happens with the Marty Jannetty one is going to be interesting because I know I was just giving Marty Jannetty shit, but to be honest with you, I kind of have a soft spot for Marty because like I want him to get better. I do.
Yep.
I want him to clean up. I don't
I've
think
seen
he
him
ever
at a
will,
show.
but yeah, he's, for all intents and purposes, he seems like he at least, still gives a fuck about fans when they're out, and he's not like a dick in person or anything. From what I've seen, he just is a mess. Like
I went to one of those shows where they show the wrestling pay-per-view and Marty Jannetty was their guest. So he was literally just walking around the entire time just saying what's up to everybody. Like everybody, even during the show, like he didn't stay in a certain corner and stay on his phone like some people like Davari. And he would just hang with. So one time I just like for fun, I just pointed because we were like young 20-something-year-olds, we just turned 21, right? So he walked by our table and I was like, Marty, put him in a headlock. And he just started grabbing my friend. He's like, like really hard. I'm like laughing my ass off.
Yeah,
he's killing him. This is great.
I didn't tell you to headlock him to death. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, what are you
I
doing?
didn't care. I was like, this is amazing. Marty Jannetty just put you in a headlock. He's just like, like just screaming.
Dude, I know a couple of people have gone out drinking with him and said that it's great for 75% of the night. And then the 25% that kicks in, they're like, we need to take Marty home. Like,
yeah,
this is going to be bad. Do his ankles still look like question marks? Like, I know his ankles were super fucked up for like a long, long time. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it recently. So
yeah, because I know he had to get him like reconstructed and everything, which again, that's also kind of why I'm pulling for Marty. And I hope that at the end of the Dark Side of the Ring thing, that something clicks because he still has a chance to turn it around. Like he does. So I hope he does. Have they ever have they done the Dark Side of the Ring on Virgil?
Nope.
How the fuck hasn't that happened yet?
Nobody wants to talk to Virgil.
Well, he doesn't have to be on the episode. That's like
the joke from what I know. That's like the prank in wrestling when Virgil's around. People go, yeah, you should talk to Virgil, and you don't.
No,
because if you do, you're stuck with him for the whole day.
Well, also, like you don't even get through a sentence before he tries to sell you a headshot for like $85.
Yeah.
So like,
this guy told you that story.
yeah, dude, fucking, I've heard multiple
Zach
stories.
told you that story about fucking. He goes, "Oh, now you gotta buy it or some shit like that."
Yeah, dude. I fucking heard multiple stories about that guy. Also,
That's
like,
so
I think it's
funny.
hilarious that he was just selling shit in the middle of Grand Central Station, and people were just like, "Oh fuck, Virgil," and he was
Yeah,
like, "You can't talk to me unless you buy a headshot." And they were just like,
yeah,
"Fuck you then," and they just walk
yeah,
away.
yeah. Fuck off.
Yeah, so I'm shocked that they haven't done a Dark Side of the Ring against for him because I know his entire fucking career has been wild. So, Dark Side of
Yeah.
the Ring, man, it's one of those shows that I think a lot of people are down on because they think it's exploitative or whatever. But I'm into it because I want to know the stories, and I also think that a lot of the stories are. It's good to get those things out there so you can clear up some of the shit
Mm-hmm.
so that it's less rumors. Because I know obviously some of it's going to be a little bit of hearsay here and there, but for the most part, everything that they're doing is above, it's above the table. Like they're not really like making up shit. So
Yeah.
I'm into it. So yeah, Dark Side of the Ring every week, man. It's on what, Vice or whatever other Pirates of the
Uh.
Caribbean
Yeah. I have
methods
a
you go
website
to.
to watch it on. Yeah, because it
So
wasn't on Hulu yet. Still, so
yeah.
whatever.
So yeah, we got a lot of good wrestling coming up. Next pay-per-view that's coming up is Money in the Bank. So
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna start building towards that. And aside from that, anything else you want the people to know about, Josh? Where they can find
No.
you? Your next show's coming up. When's
Yeah.
your next Pine Box show?
This Friday, June 2nd, 9 p.m. We got some people coming. So
Nice.
come to that. Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
would
a good
actually
time.
keep, man. You keep on getting a good fucking crowd there. I'm shocked
Yeah,
that this one also has a good crowd because you have Dennis on your poster as the
I
face.
know.
So
It's been really
it's
hard. You should have
exciting.
seen the picture. I asked him for a photo. I was like, "Can you give me a photo for the flyer?" And he gave me the worst like white face fly picture, like him covered in white powder.
Oh, so
And it
like
was just
cocaine
very
face.
weird. Yeah, yeah, cocaine face. And I was
Gross.
like, I would use this, but I want people to come, so I'm not gonna use this. So I changed it to one of his headshots, and yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. I guess.
Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. What about
Yeah.
you?
We got Traumedy Hour last fourth Thursday of every month. So the next one I believe is on the, let me look really quick. The next one is going to be June
Yeah.
22nd. So we got that coming up. Also on June 20th at St. Vitus, I'm going to be at the Satanic Solstice, which is my Traumedy Hour co-producers show at St. Vitus Bar, which is a satanic metal bar. I'm going to be there doing photos. So if any of you people come out to hang out for that show, I'll probably snap a picture of you. And that's going to be a dope show. It's a variety show. It's got fucking music and burlesque and comedy, and it's all satanic themed. It's going to be awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, if you're into horror, check me out on Instagram at AGHP666. That's my horror podcast site there on Instagram. We're going to be having Uwe Boll on there soon, who is the notorious schlockmaster himself that was making movies based off video games that all of us that grew up during a certain time really hated him for. Like he fucked up a lot of video games in movie form. House of the Devil and Blood Rain and fucking somehow he made a Dungeon Siege movie with like fucking Ray Liotta and Matthew Lillard and Jason Statham. I don't know how the fuck he
Yeah.
pulled that off, but yeah, so that one's going to be an interesting episode. So if you're into horror, that's where you will find me chatting about horror stuff over there. So
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
So we got some good shows coming up and shitload of wrestling coming up. So keep up on it.
More
We'll be back.
wrestling.
We're going to be back next week, hopefully in studio. We're going to try to get all the timing out on that, get some more studio stuff. And also, we're going to be starting a Patreon soon. And we're going to be starting that Patreon support at $1 motherfucking dollar.
Yes.
So
yes.
That's going to be up
Please.
soon. It's
And
just going to be patreon.com/Monday Nitro Party.
And what's your cash
app
app in case if you want to just throw out your cash app?
Yeah. I don't do Cash App, but if you do want to send me a Venmo, that is at Jonas Barnes.
Yeah. Send me Cash App at $ Josh Alba so I could pay for Adobe Premiere Pro and all the stuff to keep the podcast afloat because I need money.
Seriously, send him
I
cash.
need money. It's like a lot of money.
It actually is. I don't think people realize how much it is to upkeep this type of shit.
It is. You got the Zoom, you got this, and then that. I would say it's close to $60 a month I'm paying, to be honest, to
Yeah.
do everything. You got the Adobe, you got the Zoom to do this, you got the podcasting that's like $15 a month. And yeah, that's like almost $60 or something like that. So yeah, please give me money so we can keep doing this. Just to at least pay for it. That's all I care about.
Seriously, if you were gonna give either of us money, give it to Josh because he's the one paying for that shit. Because I have to pay for my own shit for other podcasts and shit too. So like,
motherfuckers,
it's a whole fucking thing. So send it over to him,
please.
But yes, we will have a Patreon soon, probably up within the next 48 hours after this is released. It's going to be patreon.com/Monday Nitro Party, and we will have a tier starting at $1, which is just going to be a thank you to us for us putting on the show and for you listening to our bullshit.
Yes.
And even just the dollar is going to help go towards like money for the show, getting other guests on, people that we can pay to be on here. The more money we have in the bank to do this stuff, the more people we can get on and the cooler shit that we can do for you guys. Because we like bullshitting about wrestling for sure. And we like cracking jokes. We like laughing with you guys. But also, really, we are doing this for you guys that are listening. So that's what it's for. So we'll have that out soon. And aside from that, keep watching wrestling, keep supporting wrestling, support the fucking indies. If they're in your area, buy the merch, buy the tickets, go out, see the shows, support the wrestlers. They need
buy the
money.
hot dogs.
Fuck, I mean, yeah.
Buy the beers.
Hot dogs too.
Hot dogs are okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to promote the alcoholism.
They're better if they're free.
If you stay,
indie hack, if you stay at the end of the show and help the guy clean up, he will offer you free hot dogs. Just saying.
Nice. That's not even just an indie wrestling hack. I mean, it's also a fat hack. Like,
yeah.
Also, honestly, if
I was on the show, so they were like, "You want it? Yeah, sure." But I've seen it happen where, they're cleaning up and they're like, "You guys want these?" Yeah, and you just give it.
Yeah. It's also a constipation hack. If you're backed up and you get end of the night hot dogs from the vendor, you're gonna you'll clear it out real quick.
Free hot dogs and pretzels.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
So yeah, seriously, if you see an indie show that's in your area, I don't fucking care what it is. Like, unless it's XPW, fuck them. But anybody else, if you see it, then hit the show. Like, buy the tickets, buy the merch. And if you can't go to the show, find out the wrestlers on the show. If you like one of them, fucking go buy their merch directly from them. Like, it helps more than you realize. Like, legitimately. Like, the $20 that you pay for one of their t-shirts or whatever the fuck, you have no idea how much that helps. So seriously, support them. And keep watching wrestling. And we're going to keep on doing these shows. And we'll see you guys next week. Again, hopefully in studio. And if not, you'll see us on Zoom again. So in the meantime, this has been the Monday Nitro Party. You guys fucking rule. Have a good rest of your week.
Holy macaroni.